Hello everybody and welcome to the workbench for a non-stream look at some modelling I'm doing. What we have before us here is a Southeastern Finecast, a London, Brighton and South Coast D1 tank engine that I've been working on. I got this and actually started this a couple of years ago. Got the body mostly done. You can see most of it even has filler on steel, which, as I say, it's been a couple of years since this has seen any work. The cab has been painted, ready for a crew. It got held up a couple of years ago because, well, there were various reasons. We won't go into them here. But I have booked this. I have offered this loco for an exhibition, which is all, this is going to be this loco is going to be Uckfield, so I've offered it for a history exhibition over in Uckfield, which means I need to get it finished. So work has resumed and I've been working on the etched chassis for this rather nice loco. It's a very nice chassis. Obviously we should see one of these coming up in the live stream of the i3 build, so do make sure to check that out. It's a nice cog, nice big cog with terrible gearing and a reasonably cheap Chinese motor, meshed together quite nicely, which, as you can see, has got my DC controller hooked up to it for testing purposes. With that, of course, is Romford wheels, currently receiving some improved engine green paint before having their crank pins permanently attached. Romfords are nice and easy like this. You just put them in and screw them into place, but on their own, they can unscrew as it's going round and come back out. So a good tip for that is to put some clear nail varnish on the threads to help stop them coming out, which again is something I will do with the wheels. And the reason I like Romfords, the axles have a square end at the bottom of the thread there that you can just see, and the wheels have a square hole. So square end goes into square hole, screw goes on. Obviously that will need painting to match the wheel at some point. Then we go to the other side. Square end goes onto square hole. You can get a screwdriver, a special screwdriver for doing these up, which you would want if you're doing them properly. Obviously I'm not, these obviously aren't staying together like this. Put that back in. So I'm just doing them up finger tight for now to demonstrate. But then we have a set of wheels that are accurately quartered, just like that. No faffing about trying to quarter them, that because of the square axle ends and the square holes on the wheels, everything quarters itself quite nicely, which avoids a lot of effort on the part of the builder and makes issues with that a lot less likely. So at the moment I'm working on the wheels, getting them up to a standard where they can be attached to the chassis. The chassis will obviously also need some final fettling before being painted. But as you can see, if it focuses, it is a reasonably well detailed chassis. It's not the most detailed thing ever, it's not covered in rivets, but it does have detail where possible to be etched in. and is much better than the old wheels chassis, which were just a block of white metal. I do have a wheels kit we can look at in the future. We should probably do that on stream. But it does also have brake hangers, brakes and everything to add to the chassis. Once I get to that point, I want to get the chassis fettled and running very well and all the wheels on it first. Which means for the wheels, one of the next things I need to do is attaching the balance weights, which go a little bit like that. That's where it sits. So that'll just want to be glued on, and then actually have, in improved engine green livery, these spokes painted over because that's what Brighton did with them. And obviously attention will have to turn to the body again at some point. Lots of sanding down of all the filler to do, probably a bit more filler to add, and then a lot of painting. I believe this also needs adjustment. I think it's slightly too low down at the back and the chassis won't quite sit in there properly because of it. Yeah, you can see there that's already catching on it. So some work will be needed on the chassis there, on the body there even. But that's fine, we can get all that done. There's not a huge amount to do. So this isn't being done on stream because it's, it's too far advanced for a demonstration stream build. So as I do work on here, I shall provide some updates. In the meantime, thanks for looking everyone. If you have any questions, drop them in the description down below, where you'll also find a link to SE Finecast, the makers of these kits. And I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching.